There comes a moment in life, usually after 70, when everything becomes quiet, not just around you, but inside you. The noise of chasing success fades. The rush of responsibility slows down. And for the first time in decades, you sit with yourself and ask a question that feels both simple and deeply uncomfortable. What truly belongs to me now? Think about it for a moment. The house you built, the money you saved, the things you worked your whole life for. Are they really yours? Or are they just passing through your hands? My dear friends, welcome to Elderly Wise Living, a place where we talk about the truths no one tells you about life after 60, after 70, and beyond. Before we go any further, I want to connect with you. Tell me in the comments where are you watching from today? USA, Canada, Australia, England, Philippines, or somewhere else? And how old are you today? And most importantly, how are you feeling truly? Because behind every age there is a story. Behind every smile there is a journey. And here on this channel we respect that journey. We honor it. We learn from it. Now, let me say something that might surprise you. After 70, life starts taking things away. Not always in a harsh way, but in a very honest way. You may notice your children become busy with their own lives. Your role in the family quietly changes. The decisions you once made are now made by others. Even your body, the one that carried you through decades of hard work and sacrifice, begins to slow down. And in all of this, something inside you begins to whisper, "What do I still have that is truly mine?" This question is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of awakening. Because the truth is, most people spend their entire lives believing they own things. My house, my money, my family, my success. But after 70, life gently removes that illusion. Not to hurt you, but to show you something deeper, something real, something that has always been yours, but you may have never truly noticed. Let me tell you a short story. There was a woman, her name was Sarah. She was 76. A loving mother, a devoted wife, a woman who gave everything to her family. She spent her entire life caring for others, putting their needs before her own, believing that her happiness came from their happiness. But one evening, as she sat alone by the window watching the sunset, she realized something that shook her heart. Her children were busy. Her husband had passed years ago. The house felt quieter than ever. And for the first time she asked herself, "After everything I gave, what is left for me?" That night she didn't find an answer, but she found something more important. She found awareness. And that awareness changed her life. Because, my dear friends, the biggest shift after 70 is not physical. It is emotional. It is mental. It is spiritual. You begin to see life not as something you control, but as something you experience. And in that realization, you start to understand that there is only one thing that truly belongs to you. Not your family, not your possessions, not your past. Only one thing. And today in this video, we are going to uncover that truth together. Not in a complicated way, not in a philosophical lecture, but in a simple human heartfelt way. Because sometimes the simplest truths are the most powerful. So, I want you to stay with me until the end of this video. Because what you're about to hear may help you let go of pain you've been carrying for years. It may help you find peace in a way you never expected. And it may remind you that even after 70, life is not about what you've lost. It's about what you still hold within you. Before we continue, if you believe that aging should be about peace, dignity, and wisdom, then take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Elderly Wise Living, and press the bell icon. Because this channel is not just about information. It's about transformation. Now, take a deep breath, relax your mind, and ask yourself one more time, what truly belongs to me? Let's begin. Part 1. The Illusion of Ownership. Let me take you somewhere for a moment. Not to a place, but to a memory. Think about your younger years. When you were building your life, working hard, saving money, raising children, making sacrifices that no one ever truly saw. Back then, everything felt clear. You believed, this is my life. This is my house. This is my family. And honestly, you were right to feel that way. Because you earned it. Every brick in your home, every meal on the table, every opportunity you gave your children came from your effort. From your sleepless nights, from your quiet sacrifices, from your strength. But now after 70, something begins to change. Not suddenly, not loudly, but quietly, slowly, almost invisibly, you start to notice the house feels different. The decisions feel different. Even your role feels different. Let me tell you about a man named David. David was 75, a proud man, a strong man. He built his home from the ground up. Every wall, every room carried his story. For years he would say, with pride, "This is my house." But one afternoon something happened. His son sat him down and said gently, "Dad, we've been thinking about renovating the house, maybe changing a few things." David smiled, but inside something shifted, because for the first time, he realized the house was no longer just his. The decisions were no longer his alone. And over time, he noticed more changes. The living room furniture was replaced. The old photographs were removed. His favorite chair was no longer in its place. And one day he sat quietly and thought, was this ever truly mine, or was I just taking care of it for a while? My dear friends, this realization can feel painful because it touches something deep inside us. The desire to belong, the desire to hold on to something. But here's the truth that many people avoid. Everything in this world is temporary. Your house will one day belong to someone else. Your money will be used by others. Even the things that feel deeply personal will eventually leave your hands. And it's not because life is unfair, it's because life is designed that way. We don't truly own things. We experience them. We take care of them. We pass them on. Think about it. The house you live in today probably belonged to someone else before you. The money you saved came from opportunities that life gave you. Even your family, as much as you love them, they are not your possessions. They are individuals with their own journeys, their own choices, their own lives. And sometimes this is the hardest truth to accept, because you gave them everything. You raised them. You protected them. You shaped their future. But after 70, you begin to see clearly. You don't own your family. You shared life with them. And as they move forward, they naturally create their own paths. This is not rejection. This is life. But here's where many people struggle. They hold on too tightly. They try to control. They try to stay needed. They try to keep everything the same. And in doing so, they suffer because they are fighting something that cannot be stopped, change. Let me say this gently. After 70, life is not taking things away from you. It is revealing the truth about them. And that truth is, nothing outside of you truly belongs to you. Not permanently, not completely. And when you begin to understand this, something powerful starts to happen. The pain of losing control begins to turn into clarity. The fear of letting go begins to turn into peace. Because you realize, if nothing outside truly belongs to you, then maybe the answer you're searching for is not outside. Maybe it's somewhere else. Somewhere deeper. Somewhere no one can touch, no one can take, no one can change. And in the next part, we're going to uncover exactly what that is. Stay with me, because this might be the most important realization of your life. Part 2, the one thing that truly belongs to you. So now we arrive at the most important question. If nothing outside of you truly belongs to you, then what does? What is that one thing that no one can take away, no matter your age, no matter your situation? Take a quiet moment. Breathe slowly and listen carefully. The only thing that truly belongs to you is your inner world. Your mind, your thoughts, your awareness, your peace. This is yours. Always has been. Always will be. Let me explain this in a simple way. You can lose your house, but you don't lose your ability to feel peace. You can lose money, but you don't lose your ability to think clearly. You can lose people, but you don't lose your ability to love or to feel calm. Because all of that lives inside you, not outside. And here is where life becomes very powerful after 70. Because for the first time, you have the opportunity to focus on what truly matters. Not building more, not chasing more, but understanding yourself. Let me tell you about a man named Henry. Henry was 78. He had lost many things over the years. His business, his physical strength, even some of his closest friends. But when people met him, they were surprised because Henry was peaceful. Not fake happiness, not forced positivity, real peace. One day someone asked him, "How are you still so calm after everything you've lost?" Henry smiled and said something very simple. "I didn't lose everything. I just stopped looking outside for what I already have inside." Think about that. He didn't find peace in his possessions. He didn't find peace in people staying. He found peace within himself. My dear friends, this is the greatest freedom after 70. When you realize your happiness does not depend on what happens around you, it depends on what happens inside you. Let's make this even clearer. There are two worlds you live in. The outer world: family, money, health, circumstances. This world is always changing. You cannot control it completely. The inner world: your thoughts, your reactions, your mindset, your peace. This world is yours. You can shape it, you can protect it, you can grow it. And here's the truth most people never realize. The outer world will never be perfect, but your inner world can be peaceful even in difficult times, even in loneliness, even in uncertainty. Because peace is not something you find, it is something you create. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who had very little but still felt content? And at the same time, have you seen someone who had everything but still felt restless? That difference is not in what they have. It is in how they think. It is in how they see life. It is in how they protect their inner world. And this is where many people make a mistake after 70. They keep focusing on what they've lost instead of discovering what they still have. They say, "My children don't spend time with me. My health is not the same. My life is not what it used to be." And yes, those feelings are real. But if you stay there, you give your peace away. You give your happiness to things you cannot control. But when you shift your focus, when you say, "Let me take care of my mind. Let me protect my peace. Let me choose calm over chaos," everything begins to change. Not outside, but inside. And that's where real change happens. Because after 70, life is no longer about controlling the world. It is about mastering yourself. And once you do that, you become something very rare, a peaceful soul in a noisy world. Part 3, why many seniors lose this without realizing. Now here is something very important, something many people don't talk about, but almost everyone experiences. If your inner peace truly belongs to you, then why do so many people lose it? Why do so many seniors, even after gaining wisdom, still feel restless, anxious, or emotionally heavy? The answer is simple but also deeply human. They give it away without realizing it. Yes, the one thing that is truly yours, your peace, your inner world, can only be lost if you hand it over to others. Let me explain. Have you ever felt your mood change just because of someone else's behavior? A phone call not returned, a message ignored, a conversation that didn't go the way you expected. Suddenly, your mind becomes heavy, your heart feels disturbed, your peace disappears. What happened? You gave someone else control over your inner world. And this happens slowly, so slowly that you don't even notice it. Let me tell you about a woman named Helen. Helen was 73, a kind, loving mother. She spent her whole life taking care of her family, and even after her children grew up, she continued to worry about them every day. If they didn't call, she felt hurt. If they made decisions without asking her, she felt ignored. If they were busy, she felt forgotten. And over time, her happiness became dependent on their actions, not on her own thoughts, not on her own peace, but on what others did or didn't do. And slowly, she lost something very valuable, her emotional freedom. My dear friends, this is one of the most common struggles after 70. Not physical pain, emotional dependence. We begin to tie our peace to other people's behavior, to their attention, to their respect, to their presence. And when those things change, we suffer. But here's the truth you must understand. Your family loves you, but they have their own lives. Your children care, but they have their own responsibilities. The world moves forward whether you hold on or not. And if you expect everything to stay the same, you will feel disappointed again and again. Not because people are bad, but because life is changing. Now let's go deeper. There are 3 silent ways people lose their inner peace after 70. 1. Holding on to the past. Many people replay old memories, what I should have done, what I should have said, why did this happen to me? They carry regrets like a heavy bag every single day. But let me tell you something gently. The past no longer exists, only your thoughts about it do. And every time you relive it, you disturb your present peace. 2. Worrying about things you cannot control. Health, family decisions, the future. These are real concerns, but constant worry does not solve them. It only steals your peace. And after 70, peace becomes more valuable than control. 3. Seeking validation from others. Wanting appreciation, wanting recognition, wanting to feel needed. These are natural human desires, but when your happiness depends on them, you give your power away because you are waiting for someone else to decide how you feel. Let me pause here and ask you something honestly. How many times have you felt hurt because of someone else's behavior? How many times have you lost sleep thinking about things you cannot change? How many times have you felt your peace disappear over something small? My dear friends, this is not your fault. This is how we were conditioned to care deeply, to give endlessly, to stay connected. But after 70, life teaches you a new lesson. You must care without losing yourself. You must love without depending. You must live without giving away your peace. Let me share one final moment with you. A man named George, 80 years old. He once said something very powerful. For years, I tried to fix people, control situations, and hold on to everything. But the day I stopped was the day I finally felt free. Freedom. That's what we're really talking about. Not money, not possessions, emotional freedom. The freedom to feel calm even when things around you are not perfect. Part 4. How to protect what truly belongs to you. Now that you understand something very important, your inner peace is yours, but it can be lost if you don't protect it. The real question becomes, how do you protect it every single day? Not in theory, not in big, complicated ways, but in simple, practical, human ways. Because after 70, life is not about doing more, it's about living wisely. Let me walk you through 5 powerful truths that can help you protect what truly belongs to you. 1. Stop expecting too much from others. This is one of the biggest sources of pain, expecting your children to call more, expecting others to understand you, expecting people to behave the way you would. And when they don't, you feel hurt. But here's a gentle truth. People give what they can, not always what you expect. After 70, peace begins when you say, I will love them, but I will not depend on them for my happiness. Because the moment your happiness depends on someone else, your peace becomes fragile. Let your love be free, not attached to expectations. 2. Let go of the past completely. The past can feel very heavy, old mistakes, missed opportunities, things you wish had been different. And sometimes, you carry these memories like they are still happening. But let me tell you something clearly. The past is not your home anymore. It is a place you visited. Nothing there can be changed. Nothing there can be fixed. And every time you go back, you leave your present peace behind. After 70, your strength is not in remembering everything. It is in releasing what no longer serves you. Say to yourself, I did the best I could with what I knew at that time, and now I choose peace. 3. Create small daily joys. Many people believe happiness comes from big things, big achievements, big moments, big changes. But after 70, real happiness lives in small moments, a quiet morning with sunlight, a warm cup of tea, a gentle walk, a peaceful conversation. These are not small things. These are your real treasures now. Let me tell you about a woman named Grace. She was 77. She didn't have a busy life anymore. No big events, no constant activity. But every morning, she sat by her window watching the sunrise with a cup of tea, and she would smile. Not because everything was perfect, but because she learned to appreciate what was. That's the secret. Not chasing happiness, but noticing it. 4. Protect your energy like it's gold. After 70, your energy becomes very valuable, and not everything deserves your attention. Not every argument needs your response. Not every opinion needs your reaction. Not every situation needs your involvement. Silence becomes your strength. There is a powerful shift that happens when you say, I choose peace over proving a point. You don't have to win every conversation. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away calmly and keep your peace intact. 5. Accept life as it is, not as you wish it was. This may be the hardest, but also the most freeing truth. Life will not always match your expectations. People will change. Situations will change. Even your own body will change. And if you resist this, you will feel constant tension. But when you accept life as it is, something beautiful happens. You relax. You breathe easier. You stop fighting reality and start flowing with it. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means understanding. It means saying, this is my life now and I will live it with peace. And now let me bring this all together for you. After 70, you don't need to control everything. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to hold on to everything. You only need to protect one thing, your inner peace, because that is your true home. And when you protect it, life becomes lighter, softer, more meaningful. Part 5. The truth that stays with you. My dear friends, if you've stayed with me until this moment, then maybe something inside you has already shifted. Maybe you're beginning to see life a little differently now, a little more clearly, a little more honestly, and perhaps a little more peacefully. Because after everything we've talked about today, all the stories, all the realizations, it all comes down to one simple truth. After 70, only one thing truly belongs to you. Not your family, not your house, not your money, not even your past. Only your inner world, your thoughts, your peace, your awareness. That quiet space inside you where no one else can enter unless you allow them. Let me say something that might feel a little emotional. One day, there will be a time when everything around you becomes even quieter. Quieter than it is now. The phone may not ring as often. The house may feel more still. The world outside may move faster while you move slower. And in that silence, you will meet yourself. Not the version of you that was busy. Not the version of you that was responsible for everything, but the real you. The one who simply exists, feels, reflects. And in that moment, your peace will either be your greatest comfort or your greatest struggle. That is why this message matters so much. Because you are not preparing for loss. You are preparing for peace. Let me tell you one last story. There was a man named Samuel. He was 82. He lived in a small, quiet home. No luxury, no busy life, no constant visitors. But anyone who met him would notice something special. He was calm. Not the kind of calm that comes from having an easy life, but the kind of calm that comes from understanding life. One day, a young man asked him, "Don't you feel lonely living like this?" Samuel smiled gently and said, "I spent my whole life chasing things outside, but now I sit with what I have inside and I finally feel full. Full. Not because of what he owned, but because of what he protected, his peace." My dear friends, this is not about giving up on life. This is not about becoming distant or cold. This is about becoming free. Free from expectations. Free from unnecessary pain. Free from holding on to things that were never truly yours. And when you reach that place, something beautiful happens. You begin to enjoy life in a deeper way. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, meaningfully, peacefully. A soft morning feels richer. A simple conversation feels warmer. Even silence feels comforting. Because now you are no longer searching outside. You are living inside. Before we end this video, I want you to take a moment, close your eyes if you can, and ask yourself one final question. Am I protecting the one thing that truly belongs to me? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, today. Because peace is not something you achieve once. It is something you choose every single day. Now tell me in the comments, do you feel more peaceful after hearing this today? Or is there something still heavy on your heart? I read your comments and I truly care. And if this message touched you in any way, please like this video, subscribe to Elderly Wise Living, and share it with someone who may need this reminder today. Because sometimes one message at the right moment can change how someone feels for the rest of their life. This is Elderly Wise Living, where we don't just talk about getting older. We talk about becoming wiser, calmer, and more at peace. Until next time, take care of your heart and protect what truly belongs to you.